What's up, everybody? Clever Cock back for part kind of 3. I didn't say I'd make a part 3, but there's just too much to talk about. And today I've got Coach of the Wobbuffets and Coach of the Charizards. What's up, guys?
Back again.
That we are.
Yeah, there's just all the new Pokemon to talk about's one thing, but all the nerfs and buffs and changes to the meta, it's honestly huge. And I mean, I'm not sure what the meta will look like once everything's settled down, but there's so much that's being added and changed, and there's very few things that I don't like that's being changed. In fact, I don't think there's a single thing that I can think of that's necessarily bad. But so we're gonna talk first about just Pokemon stats and just buffs in general to specific Pokemon. And the first that I can, or that you guys might be able to see is Mega Alakazam, interestingly, just going from 95 to 105 on the special defense for whatever reason, getting a buff.
I think he was the only Mega Evolution that didn't just get a round base stat jump of 100 anyway.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Because I think they were worried about it being maybe a little too strong, which I don't know why they didn't just throw it in like attack or something useless.
I mean, they weren't concerned about things like Mega Kangaskhan and Mega Mawile being too strong. Those things were monsters.
Well,
yeah. If you told me if you told me 5 years ago that Kangaskhan and Mawile in any way, shape, or form could have been in Ubers, I would have said you were on drugs.
Yeah. It's just crazy. So, I mean,
but
not a big change, but I'm interested to see if it helps Mega Alakazam in BL or UU or wherever it's at right now. The next one is also kind of interesting, is Arbok going from 85 to 95 attack, which, I mean, I think it helps, but I don't know if it really fixes Arbok's, problem, because he doesn't have enough speed for him to really do anything.
Well, the good part about that is that Arbok can learn Sucker Punch, so that kind of is helpful.
And he does get Glare, which is nice.
Yeah, and
And Coil.
And just more attack is never bad, because you generally want to be going physical with Arbok anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I am interested to see if that helps specifically in the tier. I think it's in PU right now, but I'm wondering if that'll increase its usage at all. Not
PU
sure
or
if it'll help in doubles.
Yeah, although I think yesterday a couple Pokemon got shuffled around in the tiers, but Arbok was not one of them.
Mm. Yeah, Dark Trio, interestingly, before its attack bonus went straight up to OU, which is
And
interesting.
Quagsire, which like earlier this year was OU, is now in PU.
Yeah, and it started in NU before that.
Yeah, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Then let's see what else have we got here.
Ariados getting a plus 10 to special defense, but it also got a new move that only it gets. It called, I think it's
What?
Venom String or Venom something like that. It poisons the opponent and it lowers their
It
speed.
blows them.
It lowers the what?
It lowers their
Speed.
speed and it poisons them.
That is what, guaranteed poison? That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's better than Toxic. So that's,
Well,
coupled with a tiny bit more bulk. I mean, that's nice to give to him, I think.
yeah. And Beartic got a good buff.
Ugh.
I like that. Yeah, Slush Rush instead of Rain Dance, which it didn't make any sense that it could get Rain Dance anyway. I think it got Rain Dance. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus 20 attack. That's just great, especially because even though its speed didn't get a buff, it still got Aqua Jet and an ability that increases its speed in the rain. So that's just, in the hail, I mean. So that's just really good, which is cool because I've always liked Beartic. He's a pretty cool Pokemon. So pretty cool, I suppose.
Yeah, can I say I'm really excited to try out Hail teams? Probably still won't be the strongest, but I think it'll be really fun.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just weather in general will be interesting after this whole generation comes out.
Yeah. Well, before we accidentally get into other Pokemon, because I know we're going to talk about it very soon, Bellossom getting Quiver Dance. What do you guys think about that?
It's good. Quiver Dance is good. Quiver Dance is always good. I don't know if it's going to be as good as Lilligant already is as a Quiver Dancer, because Lilligant's got that own tempo, so you can just abuse Petal Dance for days.
Yeah.
But it's a good move.
I think it'll be nice for it, but it's just more of a bulky Pokemon. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see what happens with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. And Butterfree getting Air Slash is good, because Butterfree, otherwise, I think the best special flying type attack it gets is Air Cutter, because I don't think it gets Hurricane, and Air Cutter is really not that great.
Mm-hmm. I know this is kind of a side note, which maybe we'll get into, but I was just thinking about how, like, Leech Life got an insane buff and how Ariados can benefit from that, but I'm now thinking about Scizor. Oh, gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, God, can we not?
Scizor. No, thanks.
Oh, wait, not even that. Mega Beedrill with adaptability.
Yep, that too. He definitely gets Leech Life.
Well, problem with Mega Beedrill is if it gets hit, it's going to die anyway, so it doesn't really matter if you have a health recovery.
Unless it's
I know,
of
but
rocks.
still.
It could
rocks,
rocks, coming in on rocks and dying if you're low on health.
Yeah, it's just, recovery isn't as important for Beedrill just because it's so fragile.
Yeah.
But,
Agreed.
I'd probably
it's still going to feel heavy damage.
I'd probably still use X Scissor or Bug Bite, whichever one. If it gets Bug Bite, I don't remember if it does.
Mm-hmm. So we'll combo the next two actually. Chimecho and Corsola get a straight up just flat bulk buff across their HP, defense, and special defense by 10 each.
Which is good because those Pokemon are really not good.
Yeah.
So that's any bone you can throw their way.
And honestly, the biggest thing is Chimecho gets Cosmic Power and Stored Power.
Yep.
So now it might be able to start taking things and set up, so it could become a viable thing in things like PU, NU, or even RU. But
maybe so. I hope so.
Yeah, quite a lot of these. Oops, sorry. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
I'm just thinking it'll be nice to have some more Pokemon up there that are more usable.
Mm-hmm.
So,
also, Crustle getting the attack buff, which is kind of nice since it gets Shell Smash.
I have to wonder, with Pokemon getting a base stat increase, how is that going to affect Pokemon that you transfer over from older games? Like, I know there's a couple that got buffed in Generation 6. How did that work with them?
I think it just converted it over.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good then. Let's see.
Cryogonal got some of a buff, which is interesting because Cryogonal's meant to be more of just a spinner, a fast special attacker. And now it has slightly more bulk, so it doesn't just die to everything on the physical side. But it's still not great.
Yeah. A lot of these stat buffs are really just stat buffs on Pokemon that are otherwise really not that good. So it's just increasing their power level a little bit. Like all the ones I see stat buffs are Pokemon that are pretty mediocre. Like Macargo, Farfetch'd. That's a very big attack buff on Farfetch'd, by the way. Electrode, I don't know why, of all things, they buffed speed on Electrode, because that's the one stat it did not need to have buffed.
I think it was to outspeed some of those megas, like Mega Alakazam, Beedrill, some of those other things. Because its whole thing has always been that it's one of the fastest Pokemon, and so I guess they wanted to make sure that it still maintained that status.
I don't know. I think that was a very misplaced stat buff, because it's the one stat you didn't need. It's like when like when you got Luvdis, its ability is Swift Swim, so it boosts the only decent stat it's got.
Yeah, I would say it probably would have been nicer to have plus 10 or even plus 20 in the special attack
Yeah.
because it has 80. It's just terrible, but that's okay. Delcatty got a nice buff to its speed, so it makes it somewhat usable since it has that normalize ability, but I'm still not sure what you can really do with it.
Yeah, and there's pretty much no reason to really run normalized Delcatty because the stab damage isn't worth the loss of coverage.
Yeah.
You
But
pretty much just have it with Cute Charm.
now, hey, this next one's a big deal. Out of all of them, I think this is one of the most broken buffs. Is the one to Dodrio, where he gets Swords Dance and Jump Kick, and he also gets up to 110. Well, he already had 110 speed, but he got 110. I said that wrong. He gets 110 speed from 100, coupled with his 110 attack. He now has Swords Dance and Jump Kick, in addition to Knock Off, Brave Bird, Return, Quick Attack. This thing's gonna be a monster.
Yeah, Jump Kick on a Dodrio. That's just funny. Although I don't think that's as nearly as cool as the fact that Flygon has finally been thrown the bone of being able to learn Dragon Dance.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Like, yes, please. That's like, it's like, we still not a mega, granted, but it is something.
I wonder, in my opinion, it may not be a mega, but it allows Flygon to be more flexible in what you use it for.
And it finally gives it something over Garchomp, because I don't believe Garchomp can get Dance.
No, he can't. He can get Swords Dance, but not Dragon Dance.
Yeah, so it finally gives it something that like, conceivably makes it worth running over Garchomp, which is great, because ever since Garchomp's come out, it's just completely overshadowed Flygon.
Yep.
And let's see, Gengar got we learned this a few days ago. Gengar got a Levitate swapped out for Cursed Body, so now it doesn't have a ground immunity.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's really big. It means now you can't just because Mega Gengar didn't have Levitate either, but you could still run regular Gengar in OU, and it was still perfectly viable. Well, and yeah, losing an immunity for a super effective weakness, and for that super effective weakness being to ground with one of the most commonly used attacks in the game being Earthquake, that's huge. That's a very big hit.
Yeah, it is. And then, I thought this was interesting. I wonder if it's because they never released hidden ability legendary dogs, but they all got their hidden abilities swapped for inner focus.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. Inner focus when you inner focus for when you basically just would like to not have an ability at all.
Yeah, I would see it being useful in doubles, but honestly, pressure's just better than inner focus when it comes to singles.
And just their hidden abilities are, particularly in Suicune's case, because his hidden ability was water absorb, are just miles better.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they bothered
They would
with
have
it.
all been really broken if they had those hidden abilities available, though. So I guess I'm glad, especially in Suicune's case.
I mean, they are available. It's just I think they're only available in their shiny forms with that event that happened with Zoroark back in Gen 5.
Oh yeah, and that's not legal in Gen 6 either, so that's probably why.
Yeah. So it really doesn't matter because in terms of accessibility, it's impossible to get those anyway. So it's really kind of a pointless change, but it's there.
Dugtrio getting 100 attack is also kind of nice.
What was it before?
80.
Let's see. Yeah, it's a pretty big jump.
Sucker Punch, Earthquake. It's nice to have.
Sandstream on
but Sucker Punch got nerfed.
Sandstream on Giggles is very, 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 very.
It's so good. Oh my gosh. It's so good.
That takes Gigalith from bad to usable instantly.
Well, not just usable. With the bulk, I mean, the reason T-Tar is used as much as it does is because of that buff it gets from Sandstream and its special defense. If it didn't have that, it would not be. It would probably be OU or UU at best.
Yeah, getting Gigalith just all that special bulk to go with the physical bulk that it's already got. That's just fantastic.
Same with
And
Hippo. I mean, that's the reason you run them. That's just crazy.
Mm.
And then you get Illumise and Volbeat. They get some bulk, which is nice for pranksters to like get some bulk like that, and it's some pretty significant bulk too. I mean, 20 to defense and 10 to special defense. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, let's see. Mantine gets Roost. That's good because Mantine's
to its HP. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because Mantine's a pretty bulky Pokemon to begin with, and so the fact that it finally has some recovery outside of Rest and Aqua Ring is just very nice.
Yeah.
And then we got Noctowl and Moonblast. Yeah, Moonblast on Noctowl. That's just good because it just means more coverage, and it actually gives it something to kind of let it stand apart from the other birds. Even though Noctowl's kind of always been the oddball out of all the regional birds.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the only one that isn't physically oriented, although Mega Pidgeot kind of is. And as we'll probably touch on later, Swellow got a special attack boost.
Yeah. So the next one, and this is probably up there with what was it earlier that I said was like the biggest, craziest one, Dodrio. Pelipper getting Drizzle and getting a boost to its special attack.
and also finally the gift of relevance.
I mean, it's already bulky, and now it has the ability to run Hurricane for, in every universe, 100% accuracy stab. It got that plus 10 buff to its special attack, so it's gonna hit harder. Also, Scald will hit harder in rain. So this thing's not only gonna be able to deal out damage with its subpar stuff, it's bulky, and it's the first Drizzle setter, or like Rain Dance setter, that has U-turn.
Oh my.
Ooh.
I didn't even think about that.
That's why it's going to be so broken, because it's just going to, you can throw it in, and then U-turn out after setting it instead of having to force switch out.
Yeah. And Torkoal and Vanillix get a drought and snow warning, and it's really not as good because they don't have all those advantages. So yeah, that's not as good.
Yeah.
But okay. Although Torkoal can Shell Smash, and then start throwing out +2 fire attacks in the sun.
True. Torkoal, I foresee all of these guys being more usable with these abilities.
I don't think the stats of Arceus would make people use Vanillux more.
Sharpedo getting Psychic Fangs is pretty interesting, because Psychic Fangs is a move that breaks Reflect and Light Screen, but it's also a pretty strong move.
It's boosted by Strong Jaw too, which it gets in. It does get Strong Jaw.
Mega form.
Yeah,
it
does get Strong.
Yeah. But also, that's a super effective answer for fighting types, which it's pretty weak to.
Yeah.
Because before, all it had was like Waterfall or whatever, and I mean, after maybe, Mega Evolving, you could still do some damage, but like Conk would wall the crap out of you. And it might still, but like Psychic Fangs is still going to do good damage.
Yeah. Yeah, why do you think I picked up Conk after Isaac picked up Sharpedo this league?
Yeah.
That was not my thought at all. I just picked Conk because it was good last season.
Well, I mean,
it's definitely
coming from me as the current owner of Mega Sharpedo. I've looked through its movesets, and there's not very many Fang moves it learns. It doesn't learn like Fire Fang, Thunder Fang.
It gets Ice Fang and Crunch.
It gets Ice Fang. It does get Poison Fang, but Poison Fang doesn't have a lot of power.
Yeah.
So Psychic Fang is really a big help for Sharpedo.
I was really surprised that it got Destiny Bond. That was a really cool thing I saw you use, or you have used a few times this season. So, pretty cool.
I held it in my pocket the whole season.
Yeah, Psychic Fangs is also on Stoutland now. So that's pretty good, I guess.
Another answer for weakness.
Yeah. Yeah, it does, yeah. So that's pretty solid. And then as I mentioned earlier, solid plus 25 boost of special attack on Swellow, and it
And
gets
Hurricane, which is stab. Stab Boom Burst, stab Hurricane, and now he got a plus 25 boost, which
Oh Lord!
Boom Burst already
I just
2-hit
realized-
KOs most things with the choice specs. So now this
I just-
thing's going to be even scarier.
I just realized that now that because of that, we are now going to be seeing Hurricane Talo in Little Cup. I'm not looking forward to that. Because Boom Burst on Talo and Little Cup is already a nightmare.
Oh,
Because
I'm
it just
sure.
blasts you.
And it's really fast.
Oh yeah, it's one of the fastest things in the entire tier. Talo's crazy fast.
And then Wormadam gets Quiver Dance, another interesting choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Wormadam otherwise has nothing going for it other than the hey, there's 3 of them gimmick. That's all it's really got.
Yeah, I will
Pretty
say.
much.
Let's see if I had anything else that I wanted to mention. I will say that it seemed like for the most part they were really trying to be intentional about these buffs, and so some of them are a bit weird, but as far as the stats go, I think it helped all of the Pokemon that they.
The only
provided.
one, the only one I disagree with that on is Electrode, just because it did not.
There's no
one
point.
speed.
It would have made
You buff
sense if they made it
one stat.
151 to outspeed the Mega Aerodactyl, but they didn't. So.
Yeah, you buff the one stat
Big
that it
time.
did not need.
Yeah.
One.
So
what?
Crocodile's the only other one that I really want to mention as far as, well, not the only other one. I will mention another one.
I wonder why.
It gets this move. I was really hoping it would get like Sucker Punch or maybe a buff to its speed, because if it did, it would be so much scarier. But unfortunately, the only difference in its move pool and anything for that matter that really is relevant is Power Trip, which isn't the most relevant thing, but it's basically stored power for. It's a physical stored power for dark types, and Crocodile gets Anger Point, so that's something you could do in doubles. It gets Bulk
Dude,
Up, so that
Moxie
could be a
as
potential
well.
thing. Moxie's another option, so
Yeah, I
I'm
think
really
Moxie's
interested to
probably
try it
that.
out.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it'd definitely be interesting.
yeah, if you manage to choice Scarf Moxie, if you manage to choice yourself into that, like pick off a weakened Pokemon when you had like no stat increases, and then you just Moxie and you just get gradually stronger and stronger with each one you take out.
Yeah.
Be a good late game cleaner, kind of in the same vein as Honchkrow.
Yeah, that would be cool. Oh yeah, so 3 Pokemon get a really, really, really interesting new move called Burn Up. And
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
Arcanine,
yeah.
Moltres, and Typhlosion. What Burn Up does is it's 130, it's a fire move that has 130 base power, it's special attack, and
Jeez.
so it's like Overheat, just a little less strong, and it has 100% accuracy, and it removes the fire typing from the user.
So, do we
So
know what it turns into yet, or is it just
It has
as of right now?
Arcanine and Typhlosion, when they use it, they have no typing, which means they lose their
That-
weaknesses.
Wow.
That's kind of cool, actually.
For
Yeah.
Arcanine, that's huge because you fire that off, and then you're already running either a defensive set or a life orb set, so you don't really care all that much about the fire stab if you're going for that versus overheat. So man,
I mean, clearly,
that's awesome.
I mean, clearly their new type is what the type on Curse used to be. Clearly, that's their
Pretty
new
much,
type.
yeah. I mean, they don't have any weaknesses, and for Moltres, that's also huge because if you bring that in, you're no longer 4 times weak to rocks when you're in. You're just a flying type at that point.
Yeah.
How long does that last? Is it just one turn like Roos?
No, I think it's until you switch out.
Oh, well, that's not as great because then you lose stab.
Yeah, I mean it's like overheat. You use it once, and then there is a side effect. I just think that this side effect could be worked as a benefit in a lot of scenarios, especially in the draft format.
Oh, yeah.
Because I would rather run that for a little less damage and have some more unique things, being able to throw out, more damage, rather than having to switch out my Arcanine, for example. Like, if I had Burn Up on my Arcanine this season, oh man. You better believe I'd be keeping that in on Mega Sharpedo. Close combat?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't
I
have
wouldn't
stab on
blame
that
you.
anyways. I'm really excited about that move, so
No type. That's crazy.
yeah.
I guess you could say. I guess you could say it. Its type is null.
Oh gosh. Okay.
There is no cost.
So we're gonna talk about move and ability buffs and nerfs now. So the first one are the 8 abilities: Aerialate, Pixelate, Refrigerate, all those, including Galvanize. Went from having that 1.3 buff to 1.2. So it's a bit nerfed, but I don't know. For Pokemon like Sylveon and Salamence and Mega Pinsir and Mega Gardevoir, I'm not sure if that's going to make them much worse per se because of their stats, but it definitely will affect their ability to one-shot things, which may or may not matter.
Yeah, there's a lot of matchups that say just your Mega Gardevoir, against the I ran calcs on this. There's a lot of my Pokemon on my team that it just barely will KO most of the time. So that's a bit bigger than you think it is.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna matter. Let's see, Confusion getting nerfed to where you only hit yourself in Confusion 33% of the time instead of 50. I think that's nice.
God.
Yeah, that's definitely Dynamic Punch is now nerfed in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel bad for Machamp and Golurk.
Yeah, but at that cost, we have saved the blood pressure of millions of Pokemon fans.
Yeah. Dark Void getting completely wrecked. I love that. I hate that move so much. And it's only usable by Darkrai. Say goodbye to Smeargle. Ugh.
And yet, Smeargle can still get Spore.
Yeah, but if you have a grass type or something with Overcoat, you don't have to worry about it.
And the big thing about Dark Void wasn't necessarily singles as much as it was in doubles and triples because it hit everything.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Smeargle with Dark Void was evil in double battles.
It was stupid. And then next is Diamond Storm. So now it's a... Isaac, you explained it the best earlier. I don't know if I can do that. How did you say it?
So, there's a 50% chance to raise defense by 1, and there's a 50% chance to raise defense by 2. So, there's pretty much a 100% chance of raising your defense.
I just don't understand, I don't understand why they needed to do that. Diamond Storm was a broken move already.
See, the way it reads, it almost reads like there's 2 separate chances, which which is both a plus and minus in itself. If there's 2 separate chances, that gives it a 25% chance to raise your defense by 3. But if there's just 1 chance, period, then there's a 100% chance to raise your defense. At least by 1, if not by 2.
Yeah.
So...
Hawlucha getting a slight buff also with Flying Press going from 80 base power to 100, which is huge.
Yeah, people still won't use it just because the coverage you really get with Flying Press is so wonky.
Yeah. It's just a really interesting move. I'm interested to see if people use that instead of the acrobatics high jump kick combo.
Nah, acrobatics is too good. Acrobatics is too good on Hawlucha, especially with Unburden.
Yeah.
It's just good.
Gale Wings gets crushed. Say goodbye to Talonflames everywhere. Know you.
Yeah, which we mentioned that last video. Yeah. Leech Life as well.
Leech Life. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be I also remember that every Zubat in every cave gets Leech Life, and now it's going to hurt like crazy.
Oh God. Yeah, because used to it was like, oh my gosh, another leech life. Can you please just stop? It's
Yeah,
like
you
you're poking my Pokemon.
You thought Zubat would be less annoying because of the confusion nerf. Nope, now he can drain a good chunk of your health.
Just imagine how all these bugs now are going to get leech life and they're going to have like a viable way to get recovery. And then in addition to that, Crobat has leech life, which may or may not be something overused roost, but still it's a option, and that's just kind of
Yeah.
Yeah, special Crobat with Giga Drain is also a thing, but yeah, I think Roost is maybe a bit more viable.
Yeah,
unless you're up against until you're eventually up against something that just predicts you roosting and earthquakes you when you lose your flying typing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is the big
We're
one.
up against like a dark type or something.
Yeah.
Where leech life is super effective.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is the big one. Mega Evolution is going from speed being determined before Mega Evolution, that's abilities and priority and speed, to being determined after. So that means Mega Sableye goes from having Prankster on the turn that it Mega Evolves and Magic Bounce to only having Magic Bounce on that first turn. Mega Bayonet had to use Protect on that first turn because Prankster wouldn't trigger yet. And now he gets Prankster. So it really helps out a lot of Pokemon. And I think it only really negatively affects Mega Sableye and Mega Garchomp.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few Pokemon that lose speed, but typically they're Pokemon that don't necessarily need the speed as much.
I mean, let's face it, Mega buff because of this.
True.
Yeah, this buffs so many megas. It buffs Absol, it buffs Gallade, it buffs Aerodactyl.
Oh, Mega Salamence, no.
The big one is Beedrill because Beedrill like pretty much needed to protect on turn 1. Now you don't need to. Now you can just poison jab away.
Yep.
Precisely. Beedrill is definitely the biggest one. I mean, that's an extra move slot that you can stick in there. Deontay comboing this with Diamond Storm is just going to be nasty. I mean,
how much does Deontay's speed jump when it Mega Evolves? By like 60, right?
Yeah, it goes to 110 speed.
Ugh, God.
I'm so excited for what this means for Gallade, because for so long I desperately wanted Mega Gallade to be viable. And he's good. He is good. I know that. But he couldn't keep up with some of the other Megas in OU, and now he doesn't have to worry about that stuff. He gets the ability to just wreck things like Latios, who aren't max, especially bulky or whatever. And even then, he survives Dracos and stuff, so he can throw out Shadow Sneaks to, And he can't
be kick-outed.
And he gets Night Slash too, so he could do that if he wanted. But, this is huge. I'm so excited for, specifically, this is, the best thing ever from Mega Bayonet and Mega Gallade, in my opinion. They're just, it's great.
Yeah.
Mystical Fire, Parabolic Charge. They got some buffs, but I don't really know if it will matter all that much.
It won't.
Burn.
Parabolic Charge is still too weak.
Yeah, Burn's, I think it's a good, understandable nerf. Burn was just incredible. It just did way too much. I don't know if it's entirely fair, to do what it did. I always go for the half attack reason for Burn as opposed to just the damage, but the damage was just so nice and consistent. So now it just makes it a lot more understandable.
And with how prevalent Scald has been since it has been introduced, it pretty much needed to be hit because pretty much anything that could run Scald was running Scald just because Scald's amazing. You have a 30% chance to get a burn. Why would you not want to do that?
Yeah. Sucker Punch getting a nerf too. I still think Sucker Punch is still going to be a great move, especially on Dark types.
Oh yeah.
So I don't foresee this being more than just somewhat of a helpful thing. The reason I think that this is fair is because even though it's going to hurt some Pokemon that really thrive off of it, it's going to stop things like Bisharp from just wrecking everybody all the time. It's just making a little bit more possible to survive fighting a Bisharp
Yeah.
And then the last two, Swagger is got a little bit lower accuracy. Thunderwave now goes from 100 to 90% accurate, which is amazing because the fact that it can miss it all, for anybody who uses Will-O-Wisp or Toxic knows how frustrating it is that you can miss pretty often. So it's nice to have that because paralysis is the most broken stat condition in the game.
And on
top of they changed the speed loss on paralysis from 25 you lost pretty much all of your speed. Now it's only a 50% loss.
Which is huge because you don't have to have +6 speed to just get back to where you were. You only have +2, and so you can manage that a lot more. But I wonder what that means for Pokemon that can set up with things like agility or Dragon Dance.
Or speed boost.
And now, Thunderwave now has a chance to miss. Just the fact that it can miss it all is great, and it also means that because it possibly can miss, it will now miss every single time that the coach of the Alakazams tries to use it. The RNG does not like the coach of the Alakazams right now.
It's not a fan of anybody. It just lies in wait to frustrate any player. So
let's see.
Tackles. It's not just any one person.
Yeah. Tackles lower down to 40, so now you have no reason to ever not use Quick Attack instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's quickly. We didn't go through all the Pokemon last time, but we're just gonna do the legendaries. I know I said we do the Ultra Beasts, but let's just do the legendaries for this time. Let's see where they are. So let's just talk about the Tapus and. Let's see, Tapu's, Magyarna, and what was the other one?
Marshadow?
Marshadow, I was looking for that, yeah. So
and of course the Fox Legends, yeah.
So, Hamilton, what's the one that you, that sticks out to you out of these?
Let's see here. Tapu Fini and Tapu Koko both look like they're going to be... really, none of the Tapus look bad. Those are the ones that I definitely want to use more. Although that's partially just because I like those types the most out of those four, and I just like those designs. Also, the like Tapu Koko and Tapu Fini look awesome, and I'm just looking forward to playing them. But
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My thing is, I think Tapu Koko will be one of the best to use because it's viable to go either Volt Switch or U-turn on it because it does learn both.
Yeah, and it's got 130 speed. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't know if this thing is going to be in OU or Ubers, to be honest. It could very well fit in Ubers with the fact that it gets electric terrain, but I'm not sure. I know it's going to be a top tier threat in VGC. But I'm not sure what it means for doubles because it is fast and it does hit hard. But that electric fairy is a pretty good typing.
Yeah, Tapu Bulu probably strikes me as probably being the least viable one, just because the terrain it creates, grassy terrain, will heal anything that's on the ground, not just your guys. So if they have anything that doesn't fly or levitate, that's going to be getting a leftovers boost every turn.
Yeah. I think Tapu Bulu could be really good, but I don't know if it's going to be UU or OU, but I don't think it'll be lower than that. I don't think any of them will be, to be honest.
Yeah, they're
well, honestly, with Tapu Bulu, if you run it leftovers and Horn Leech, it'll be a really bulky Pokemon.
Yeah.
I am going to say Tapu Lele is either going to be OU or Ubers because of Psychic Terrain being a thing. It stops priority, so you just switch in and you get a safe switch in against, Pokemon that have like Sucker Punch and other things like that. So
I mean, technically any switch into Sucker Punch is a safe switch in.
True, but in general, I don't know, I think that'll be pretty good. I do think Tapu Fini is probably the one that I think is going to be the strongest, just because of its typing and because of its defensive capabilities.
It is very good.
True.
Marshadow is definitely going to be Ubers. it's just
Okay.
Oh yeah.
it's really strong. I know that Solgaleo and Lunala, goodness, those two are definitely going to be in Ubers because their stats. Marshadow is more like you don't know, but if you really think about it, 125 on attack and speed is really good. And then Ghost in fighting is such a good typing. That is such a good typing.
Yeah.
And then its ability, or its move, Spectral Thief.
Spectral Thief.
It steals the stat buffs of that Pokemon, and it deals damage. That's ridiculous.
And
It steals the stats
and if you look,
before.
it doesn't attack till after it. Yeah.
It's crazy.
What?
That thing's definitely going to be in Ubers. I wish it would be in OU because it would be so fun to use. Ghost Fighting, I've been waiting for a Ghost Fighting, but I don't think it's going to stay there if it even starts.
This is actually my first time seeing Megaierna stats. That thing's pretty friggin' bulky, and it's got very good special attack.
And it's,
Yes.
Steel Fairy is also really good. I see this being also another, like Klefki, even though it's in BL because of its prankster ability mainly. Its typing is really good, and I honestly think that Megaierna is going to be in Ubers because it also gets that Soul Heart ability, which is Moxie for special attack.
Yeah, and it's not, and you don't have to just knock out just an opponent. It works if your guys get knocked out too, so it has double applications.
Yep.
Well,
this game's had a lot of good double stuff, like not just like between Soul Heart, between those two monkey Pokemon that are basically designed for doubles, Oranguru and Passimian, and just a lot of really cool interactions.
Yeah.
You can now do.
Yeah.
Well, and Magearna also gets a new move, Floor Cannon, which is pretty much a Fairy Draco Meteor.
Yeah.
So,
And that's going to be pretty nuts too.
yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I will say about the Ultra Beasts just real quick. They're all very interesting stats-wise. I think most of them are going to be really strong and be OU or Ubers. I don't think any of them are going to be much lower than that because they're all just very strong and most of their typing is really good. Still not a fan of them. I think they're interesting, but I'm not a fan of them like being Pokemon, so I just need to be won over this Friday.
Yeah.
Nihilego.
Well,
that is one of the most edgelord names I've ever heard.
And did you all notice that one of them's like different than all the rest of them?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is about.
Oh, what, that last one?
Prismer.
I think that
Yeah,
last. I think that last
no
one's.
spoilers.
I think it's. I don't know if it's actually an Ultra. It doesn't have the same ability as all the other Ultra Beasts. It doesn't have Beast.
Well, and
I'm
it's
not
the
sure
only
what
one with its own signature move as well. So, I mean, I just thought that was really interesting to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. It'll be fun to talk about, and I will definitely be trying out those different Ultra Beasts. Honestly, though, when I first saw them, I was like, these look like Fakemons that they have on the Fakemon Smogon tier thing.
They remind me of Digimon, honestly.
Kind of, yeah, that too. So, all right, yeah. There's just a lot that's changing, and I think most of it's good. I don't think anything's necessarily a bad thing. Couple questionable things, but overall, this is just. I'm really excited for the new meta and seeing how things really end up, especially with some of these Pokemon that are going to have really interesting strategies. So.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining me, and thank you guys for watching. We may or may not talk more about this until Pokemon Sun and Moon is out, but thank you all for watching, and we will see you all next time. Thanks for watching, guys. If y'all enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, and if you want, subscribe for more videos. Hope to see y'all in the future, and thank you for watching.